My name is Lisa Garcia, Director of Educational Services at MindPlay. Thank you for joining me as I take you through MindPlay Virtual Reading Coach. MindPlay Virtual Reading Coach is a technology-based reading intervention for any student K-12, as well as any adult who may struggle with reading. It is an automated, adaptive system that creates a unique, individualized lesson plan for every student using a three-tiered approach. It begins with an assessment that creates an assignment based on that assessment, and then as the student works through their lessons, it automatically monitors and adjusts the instructional assignment for that student. So it is truly differentiated for every student. No two students will go through the program in exactly the same way. MindPlay Virtual Reading Coach is a research-based reading program that covers over 2,000 objectives for phonemic awareness, phonics, fluency, vocabulary, and comprehension. MindPlay also includes an additional component called Grammar for Meaning. In addition to the research-based curriculum, MindPlay Virtual Reading Coach provides the instructors that deliver that curriculum. These virtual coaches use research best practices for delivering reading instruction. All of the coaches were trained by experts in the field of reading. These coaches, at the top of the screen, are certified speech pathologists. The coaches deliver instruction using those multiple modalities of instruction, meaning if a student needs to be retaught a lesson, it's not just repeated. It is delivered in a different instructional presentation. A student will be retaught a lesson using a different instructional mode. MindPlay's coaches also provide timely, targeted feedback. Any interaction the student has with the program receives either a positive reinforcement or corrective feedback that is specific to the student's errors. The program algorithmically monitors all errors to ensure that all lessons are taught to mastery. There's a planned connection within the components. What a student learns in phonics is applied in grammar. What's learned in grammar is applied in fluency. What's learned in fluency is applied in comprehension and vocabulary. An initial universal screener sets baseline data and provides data to monitor students' progress through the program. Success is guaranteed if fidelity is maintained. The recommendation is 30 minutes a day, 4 times a week, minimum. It is the innovative method of instruction that delivers not only the core reading components, but provides the instructors for the program that allows the student to be successful in MindPlay Virtual Reading Coach. Students will get phonics, grammar, vocabulary, phonemic awareness, comprehension, and fluency when they need it at a level that's appropriate for them. Now let's look at the individual components of the Virtual Reading Coach. The first component is phonemic awareness. Students in second grade on up will get phonemic awareness assigned only as a remediation based on their performance in phonics. Students in grade 1 follow a sequence of a single phonics lesson followed by a matching phonemic awareness lesson. And kinder students will start with a phonemic awareness lesson followed by the matching phonics lesson. There are 44 sound-based lessons. Phonemic awareness lessons are all sound-based. There are no letters or words to read on the screen. The whole focus of the phonemic awareness instruction is to help students identify and recognize those sounds, those phonemes within English words. The coach will teach a lesson, whether it's a sound production or a visual prompt or sound identification, and then the student will practice that particular skill in 4 different ways. There are 8 different activities, but a student will only get 4 specific activities at a time. Here is a sample phonemic awareness lesson.
Some sounds are almost alike. Let's compare these unvoiced sounds. Sh, ch. The be quiet sound is sh. Leave some space between your top and bottom teeth. Put your tongue behind, but not touching your front teeth. Push out your lips and blow air. Shh. The achoo sound is ch. Make this sound almost like you make the sh sound, but Put your tongue up behind your front teeth.
Here is a sample phonemic awareness activity.
In this activity, you will match sounds. I will say a sound. Then you will choose the word with that sound. Click on that word. Click any picture to hear that word again. When you are ready, click on me to check your work. If you are incorrect, you can try again. Which word begins with
Cap, gap, map, lap, map.
Powerful!
Phonics is a component that is given to all students in the program. There are 96 objectives within the phonics component, but all students will not get all of the objectives. A quick screener ensures that students will only get assigned the lessons they need. If they know their consonants and short vowels, then they won't get those assignments. If they are ready for Greek and Latin roots or three-syllable words, then that's where they can start. A student must master all sub-lessons before moving to the more difficult phonics lessons. Here is a sample phonics lesson.
The sixth and final syllable type is consonant LE. When I see a consonant followed by the letters LE, I say ul. Listen for the ul sound in the final syllables of these words: humble, steeple, riddle, puzzle, hassle, raffle. Look, lit, tull, wig, gull. Although I never split a consonant digraph or trigraph, there is one exception. I split the CK digraph if a word ends with CKLE. Look, tack, cull, pick, cull.
Immediately following instruction is practice. There are 4 practice activities embedded within the program. 4 practice activities that reinforce that objective explicitly. However, there are 12 different activities available to the student, so they will not just get the same 4 activities over and over again. A different combination of these 12 activities, in groups of 4, allows students to practice using a different modality to help secure new learning in long-term memory. Every student interaction triggers a positive reinforcement or corrective feedback. Let's look at one of these practice activities.
Graph, graph. There is more than one way to spell this sound. Graph. In words from the Greek language, spell the consonant sound f with the letters PH. G, R, A. Terrific!
Mastery is required in each component. However, a student will not repeat the lesson over and over again. They will instead be automatically directed to a different instructional presentation. For example, here are 10 different ways available to teach OI-OY. A lot of reteaching is built into the program, but a student will only get it if they need it. The next component is grammar for meaning. This unique component bridges reading with writing and helps students break the habit of decoding word by word. It teaches students how to focus and make meaning from connected text. So, students will learn grammar. However, it is helping kids comprehend text. It looks at sentence structure and paragraph construction. There are 59 objectives in the grammar component. So the students will learn those parts of speech, the nouns, the verbs, but they will also move into more advanced lessons dealing with persuasive text, compare and contrast text, business letters, and friendly letters. The instruction in this grammar component is also explicit and systematic. It ensures mastery for each objective taught. But as the students move through this, they are looking at connected text. They are taught to create mental images of one word, moving to two words, moving to sentences, phrases, and ultimately to paragraphs to help construct meaning from text. MindPlay's grammar component helps students learn the patterns of the English language. Students use syntax and usage and break the habit of just sounding out words to get meaning from the word. There are up to 7 different activities a student can get, but they only get 3 at a time, and each of these activities will reinforce the particular objective. Here's a sample grammar for meaning lesson.
When I read the sentence, Jake runs, I form a picture in my mind of Jake running. When I add more information to the sentence, my picture changes. Jake runs to the hill. Now I see Jake running towards a hill. I can make the picture change again. Jake runs up the hill.
Here's a sample grammar for meaning activity.
Look at the picture carefully. Choose the preposition that matches it. Try once more. Sensational. Complete the sentence with the correct preposition. Way to go!
The vocabulary module teaches the most common and useful English words, which account for 80% of words in a typical text. The module will provide a pre-test to identify the level that the student will go into, and then the students will practice those words using shared reading practice activities. Pre-test and post-tests ensure mastery of the instruction. The vocabulary is taught using picture clues, student-friendly vocabulary definitions, as well as embedded context to practice and reinforce that vocabulary. This component has a few built-in practice games. All text in this module is read aloud to the students. Students use their listening vocabulary to master the content. Here is a sample vocabulary practice activity.
Industrial.
The Industrial Revolution was a period in the late 18th and early 19th centuries.
Industrial means relating to industry.
The next component, and another unique component, is MindPlay Fluency. The Fluency component addresses a student's ability to not only read silently, but to read fluently. There are 4 components to this Fluency trainer: high-frequency word practice, visual scanning, and 2 types of fluency training. The student will build proficiency of tracking a shape across the screen before they even attempt to look at text. Here's a sample of the visual scanning activity.
Watch closely as shapes move across the screen. Count the number of times you see the shape below. At the end, you will be asked how many times you saw this shape. How many times did you see this shape?
The visual scanning activity is alternated with the high-frequency word practice activity. So, students will get 3 tracking practices followed by high-frequency word practice. The program will ensure that all high-frequency words are at the automatic level before students continue working on connected text. Once students are ready to move to connected text, they will begin with the single-line fluency activity. The single-line activity is helping students track left to right, right back to left, and to build up that automaticity of decoding and working with high-frequency words as well as decodable text. Here is a sample of the single-line fluency training activity.
After reading a story, you will be asked questions. Use the scroll bar to preview them, and then click the Next button. Read the story text as it appears, then answer the questions.
Here is a sample of the multi-line training activity.
After reading a story, you will be asked questions. Use the scroll bar to preview them, and then click the Next button. You will see a page of text. Read the passage before the words disappear, then answer the questions.
Students must answer comprehension questions after each story. If a student cannot answer those comprehension questions, the words per minute will not increase. The program monitors comprehension based on percent correct. 20 different categories for question types are monitored. Once the error threshold is met, a comprehension instruction is automatically deployed. There are 39 comprehension lessons available, but they are only assigned as needed based on how the student did on the fluency component. So, if a student was having trouble with character questions or main idea questions or cause and effect questions, the program is tabulating those errors and it will trigger comprehension instruction based on errors made. This is a sample of MindPlay's comprehension lesson.
Sensory words appeal to our sense of smell, sight, sound, touch, and taste. They help a reader imagine real experiences. Read this passage. Click on the sentence which helps you imagine how the sap tastes and feels. The words sweet and sticky are clues.
Students maintain engagement through the various program interactions, but also have access to trophies, badges, currency, avatar, and more. All data available from the student's performance in the program is available in real time. A student may click on their trophy that appears at the top of their screen to get access to their own reports. Of course, it's available at the district, school, and class level through the management system. This report shows a student's progress on the Universal Screener. It will track progress through benchmark assessment as well as progress monitoring assessments over time. The Achievement Report will allow the school or district to identify how far the students are through the curriculum. 100% is the goal, but students will be reading at 80 and 90% completion because the last component is typically working on improving their fluency words per minute rate. The Student Progress Report is my favorite report because you can always see what a student is doing in the program. A teacher or parent never needs to worry, what did Johnny do yesterday? Because this report will provide you meaningful information on day-to-day basis of what the student did. It shows the day they used it, how long they worked on the lesson, a pre-test score, a post-test score, and how many levels of instruction were assigned. Based on errors, the program will algorithmically assign the next most appropriate lesson for the student. Some supplemental materials are available if needed, but these really are meant to help the teacher understand how the program is teaching a particular lesson. The program will automatically provide the remediation based on errors, so intervention by the teacher is optional. Thank you for joining me for this tour of MindPlay Virtual Reading Coach. If you have additional questions, please contact us at mindplay.com.